Hey, what's going on, team? We are doing healthy Super Bowl dip, snacks, appetizers. Some of these can be full meals as well. So I just wanted to show you some of my favorite lighter, healthier options of our Super Bowl game day favorites, right? Because who doesn't love to enjoy all of the foods that they love just in healthier ways? So I know we've got some dairy-free people, some vegan. So I wanted to have vegan options, paleo options, Whole30 compliant options. It's very easy to find the unhealthy stuff out there, to make all of the unhealthy stuff traditionally. Game day appetizers and snacks have a ton of either heavy cream or cream cheese or just regular cheese, a lot of heavy. So I wanted to share some different ways that we can sneak in some vegetables and just create some lighter, healthier options, whether you're hosting or whether you're thinking of bringing some snacks to a friend's house, or even if you're just staying at home. So I wanted to first get into some things that are store-bought that you can just very easily find and create either an appetizer or just whatever the case may be, just like little healthy things that we can have in the fridge as leftovers and not feel weird about dipping in all throughout the week. I mean, the name of the game is to really just prepare some foods that you won't mind having leftovers of. Hint, veggies, because we always can eat veggies throughout the week. So that's tip number one. If either you're hosting or if you're going to a friend's house for the Super Bowl and either somebody asks, what can I bring, or is asking you, what would you like to bring? Always do a veggie tray or request a veggie tray. This way, that won't go to waste, right? So you won't have to feel weird about the leftovers in the fridge. You can reuse and recycle all throughout the week, and vice versa. That's something super easy to bring to a friend's house and a guaranteed healthy option. So even if you're not into spending a ton of time cooking on game day, which if you're into just relaxing and kicking back, great. This is just a simple session to give you some ideas, make the wheels start to turn, and maybe you grab some of these recipes and definitely put them into action for you. If so, shoot me a picture of it. I would love to see how you and your family and your friends are enjoying some of these recipes. If not, just kind of take the suggestions and maybe that can roll into some meal prep options for the week, the upcoming week, or some snacks that you want to have prepared in your home. So I'm going to start with basic store-bought things that I love and trust, that are just easy things that you can grab at the supermarket, and then some things that I have prepared. And then I'm just going to share some tips and tricks in general, just getting through the day. All right, so I'm going to start with, this is actually new. I have not tried it yet. It was in the frozen section at Trader Joe's, but it does say to keep refrigerated. So it's still a little bit frozen. I'm gonna give my feedback on this, and I'm gonna be 100% transparent. Haven't tried it, but it is cauliflower based. So I wanted to give it a try. We'll have it out just with everything, and definitely I'm gonna give it a try before game day, but it's really clean ingredients. There is cream cheese in here, but it's really just cauliflower, cream cheese, regular cheese, jalapeno. So it's a jalapeno cauliflower dip. So if that's something that you're not really into making yourself, I wasn't into making anything super spicy, but we are a spicy fam. Like, we love having some spicy stuff. So this is hopefully going to be a really great option, and I didn't have to make it, so it's another one. My cashew, I call it like cashew queso, and the actual name of this dip is Cashew Fiesta Dip. So if you're not local, if you don't have a Trader Joe's near you, you can also grab, there's a cashew queso that I really love by Siete Foods. And that brand you can really find at any local Giant or Acme or Whole Foods. If you don't see it in your local grocer, you can definitely order some online, and they have an awesome grain-free tortilla chip as well. They have a whole, it's a really great line of clean, like grain-free, dairy-free and vegan options for Mexican foods. So I love that. But since I do go to Trader Joe's weekly, I picked this up, and we've had it like tons of times on taco night and different things like that. So I suggest you take a couple scoops and put them in like a little dip bowl, like a bowl this size, warm it up in the microwave for like 20 to 30 seconds. Keep it nice and warm. It's really, really good. Again, ingredients are clean. It's made from cashews. It has a really nice queso flavor to it. So really nice for just tortilla dipping and veggie dipping and stuff like that. This is another dip that we get pretty often. It's a spinach and kale Greek yogurt dip. So it does taste very similar to just your generic spinach and artichoke dip. Obviously there's no artichokes in this, but there is a lot of the same like texture when you use this as a dip. So you'll get like some carrots in there. There's some green onions. This is Greek yogurt based. So it does have a little bit of a tangy flavor, and I think that there's some mayo as well. So very similar to just your generic spinach and artichoke dip. If you want to just get through the Super Bowl without making spinach and artichoke dip, highly recommend. And this is something that you could very easily make yourself just using Greek yogurt as a mayo substitute, or just having your avocado oil-based mayo nearby just to do like a 2-to-1 ratio and get a similar flavor. So it's a really great option for chip dipping. I picked up these grainless tortilla chips from Trader Joe's. If you can't find the Siete brand I just mentioned, this is a really great option, taste tested today. And my daughter even approved. So they really taste very similar to regular tortilla chips. It's made with cassava flour and coconut flour. You can't taste the coconut. There's no hints of coconut at all. Avocado oil and different seeds and seasonings in there. So I tested it out with some homemade guac. Loved it. Would highly recommend. And then we do always get a blue corn chip option as well, and these particular ones are made with quinoa and chia seeds. So a really great way to sneak in some chia seeds and some things that you don't always get from your food. So this is a really nice blue corn chip option as well. And then that's all I'm gonna do in terms of chips for dipping. When the chips run out, then I can replenish veggies, and we're gonna call it a day with that. I also grabbed some of these little mini sliders for the kids. So if you have little ones at home, I highly recommend having these. It's just really, really fun. We did burgers earlier in the week, 2 out of my 3. Really loved it. I think they feel like they can kind of like do their burger themselves, and we got the little cracker cheeses that fit perfectly in these little squares on the Hawaiian buns. So you can grab these pretty much anywhere. I don't think that there's a whole grain option. If so, in like the slider size, but you can just grab regular size whole grain sliders, or just regular whole grain rolls if you're thinking of putting together like an entire meal versus just eating snacks all day. And we're gonna do pulled pork with these. I grabbed some slaw that I'm just gonna mix up on game day. I like Butcher Box, so I was actually able to get this in my box this month, and the barbecue sauce is already in it, so I don't have to worry about it. I can just heat it up. You can pretty much find pre-made pulled pork like this pretty much anywhere, but you just have to be mindful of the ingredients and the label. So going back to my original video on reading food labels, you just want to make sure There's no antibiotics. If you can, grass-fed or cage-free with your meats whenever possible. And ButcherBox is, their entire line is clean. I highly recommend if that's something you want to try. If you're meat eaters and you go through a ton of meat every single week, you'll get an awesome deal. You get a ton of stuff. You can freeze most of it if needed. And this month we got like steaks, we got pulled pork, we got chicken thighs, chicken breasts. So like really great deal if you're looking for a convenient way to get clean meats, which is, it's difficult. You have to really kind of go out and seek that stuff. So if you don't have too many clean meat options, that's a really nice option for you. So let's move into the recipes. So this first recipe is one of my own. This is very near and dear to my heart because when Vin and I first got married and we were trying to not clean up our diet, we both always ate relatively clean, but sometimes like we weren't on the same page with meals. So if I wanted sweet potatoes and he wanted, you know, regular potatoes or something heavier, we would sometimes clash. So I came up with this recipe that is a healthier spin on something that we both really love. They're Iron Hill nachos, but in a dupe. So the way I do it is with sweet potato chips, and you can bake or air fry. I actually chose to air fry this batch and it came out pretty similar to the baked option. I did intentionally, I fried a little bit less time so that I'm prepping most of this in bulk, and then on game day, I'm just gonna crisp up certain things back into the air fryer or into the oven. So with the intention of crisping the chips back up, they're cooked a little bit less. But you're just gonna slice your 2 sweet potatoes, try to get thick ones, and you wanna slice them probably like 1/2 inch thick slices, like chips. And then that's gonna bake for 400 degrees, I believe, for like 20 minutes or so. If you're planning on doing it all at once, if you're planning on prepping just the sweet potato chips, then you can cook it for a little less. But I'm gonna post the full recipe so you have it. And the beauty of this is you get to build your nacho plate however you choose to. So at Iron Hill, traditionally they have tomatoes, they have some green onion, they have some black beans and jalapenos. So I'm gonna slice up some jalapenos. I'm gonna top with plain Greek yogurt instead of sour cream because it's gonna give the same flavor. And then what I'll do is right before we're serving, I'm gonna just top it with some chili. And I did take the easy way out. I'm not making my own chili this week, but we have a local market that does an awesome job with their chili. So there's a little bit of chili on top. If you're topping with cheese or vegan cheese, then you can sprinkle the cheese on the sweet potato chips, pop back in the oven for 5 to 10, just enough to melt the cheese, and then go in with the rest of your toppings. I'm not doing black beans because there's already kidney beans in the chili, but you can really just make this your own, which is really, really fun. So you can add whatever protein you like, anything that you like on nachos. You can do guacamole, you can do really anything you want. So this is a crowd pleaser, but it's also a really nice, healthy family meal option that mostly everybody will enjoy. You just wanna watch the jalapenos if you're using them for little ones around. My kids will definitely dig into them and they're very, very picky. Homemade guac, try and true, like you can't go wrong. And if you want to, if you're making like a big thing of guac like I did, I made this with the intention of having it for a couple days, not for the whole week, but for a couple days. So save one of your avocado pits. Most of you know that trick. Just stick it in your bowl, cover it with foil, and there you go. So you don't have to worry about like a ton of cleanup there. And if you have left over, then you keep your avocado pit in there. And then lastly, you guys voted on buffalo chicken meatballs, which I'm really, really glad you did, because buffalo chicken dip it's awesome, right? But like how many times can you eat buffalo chicken dip? You can put a healthy spin on it for sure. But the real deal is the real deal. So many people make it on Super Bowl Sunday. So I guarantee if you're going to a small, hopefully a small like Super Bowl party or just like a friend's house for a small get together, guaranteed somebody's made buffalo chicken dip. These guys, oh my gosh. So you are going to love this. It's incredibly easy to make. I think it's only 4 or 5 ingredients. I'll post the full recipe. But it's something that you can just roll, stick in the oven, forget about it while you're prepping your other veggies and other things. And then you've got this awesome meal. You can even do slider buns or make it a healthy buffalo chicken sandwich. I like to dip these guys in a homemade ranch, which I'll also share the recipe for. It's very, very simple. I prefer my homemade ranch over really any store-bought brands, even the Primal Kitchen brand. And I don't know if Sir Kensington's has plain ranch. I know they have pizza ranch, but this is my favorite. It's very simple. It's probably mostly ingredients that you already have, and it's the best. So I like to dip these guys in a ranch. The recipe posted has a blue cheese option. We don't do blue cheese, but if you're a fan, then you'll most likely appreciate that blue cheese recipe in the link for that. You can also use Dijon mustard or a honey Dijon mustard, literally just Dijon mustard, honey, a little bit of mayo, perfect. Another option would be Chipotle mayo, which we use Sir Kensington's. And then finally, just a nice veggie tray to kind of close things out. I do have some air fried buffalo cauliflower. If you're vegan or vegetarian and you want that same type of buffalo flavor, I've shared that recipe before. It's awesome. We do it with tacos. We do buffalo cauliflower bites by themselves all the time. Again, a little bit of ranch or honey Dijon mustard. So perfect. So always have my main tips for the day. I would still suggest eating structured meals throughout the day. Super Bowl Sunday, it's one day, so still eat breakfast. Try to have a balanced breakfast, a protein-based breakfast if possible. Try to still have a structured lunch, even though this whole day really is about eating and enjoying. You still can do it in moderation. So if you have balanced meals, you're going to be less likely to mindlessly snack. So when you are, and obviously partaking in all of the fun snacks is part of the fun. So that's the beauty of healthy, balanced living. We want to still enjoy all the foods that we love, the healthy, the unhealthy, whatever we want, but we want to do it in moderation, right? So my suggestion would be to fill up your plate with some wholesome snacks first. So veggies with a healthy side dip, or some clean buffalo chicken meatballs. So fill up on the clean versions if possible. And then you can always taste everything else that's going on at your party or at your get together that you're hosting. So those are my suggestions. If you're looking for somebody to bring something to your home and you ran out, you forgot your veggies, ask for a veggie tray, or you can even delegate something that you don't necessarily feel like making homemade. If a good friend is coming and you don't feel like making chili, have them bring a store-bought chili or a homemade chili that they're contributing. So delegate where you can. Don't make meal prep or even cooking overwhelming. Delegate where you can. Store-bought options can be very clean. You just have to look for them. Just make sure you're looking at food labels. Make sure you've got your portions in check. Make sure you're eating structured, balanced meals and hydrating. So when you're getting to the beer drinking or alcohol drinking part of the day, make sure that you're still hydrated. You've got your water in between. So drink water. When I say drink, I mean beer, wine, whatever you like to drink, and then a water in between. So that's going to keep you hangover proof pretty much, and it's gonna keep you from binge eating on crap. So structured meals, fit your veggies in where you can, and try to find the clean versions. If you are one of my people that make any of these recipes that I've shared today, please send me your pics, tag me. I love to see them. You can use the hashtag Healthy Super Bowl Eats, Healthy Game Day Eats, something like that, and tag me. I would love to see it. But that is what I got for this session. Just looking for my clicker. Guess it's gone. All right, gang, I will talk to you soon. Make sure you're checking in on next week's schedule, and I will talk to you soon.